You know, there's one sister that's going to respond because she's not liking all the diaspora beefing, the diaspora war. And I'm going to play what she has to say, but because she needs to understand where that comes from. And I'm going to give a small hint. It did not come from Black America. Let's go ahead and roll that.
The diaspora war between Black people is the dumbest thing that us Black people keep participating in. Like, why? Is it not enough that other races hate us, but yet we got to turn around and hate each other as well? Is it not enough? Like, there's so many races. There's so much hate towards us already. We got to add more to it. Like, no matter how hard y'all try to separate from each other, it's never going to work. Like, it's in your fucking DNA. We all come from the same place. Like, we're all one. Like, as an African woman, I can understand why African Americans want to separate themselves sometimes, some of them, not all, because I get it. Like, they've been here their whole lives. Like, this is all that they know. Like, their ancestors were here, and it makes sense. And also, at the same time, as an African woman, I want other African Americans to be like, you can have a home here in America because America is your home. Your ancestors, our ancestors built this from the ground up. We did. They did. And I feel like you can also have a home in Africa. Like, I just, I want to just like keep that door open. Like, I just don't understand when Black people are going to wake up and realize that the people that look like you, those are not your enemies. Those are not the real enemy. Like, when is it? Like, it's freaking 2024. It's been decades. When are y'all gonna wake up that people who look like you are not your enemies? Like, there is so much beauty in Blackness. There's Black people everywhere. Black people in the islands, Africa, everywhere around the world, in America. And there's so much that we have from our cultures, the way we cook, the way we dance, the way we sing, the way we make music, our intelligence. There's so much beauty in that. I don't understand why people will take the time to tear each other down instead of just like looking at our beauty and how much we carry and how absolutely amazing we are. Like, y'all look so freaking stupid. I'm sorry, I gotta say, y'all look like fighting about who's African, who's not, who's African American. You should not consider yourself this, that, and blah, blah, blah. And like I said before, you can't separate yourself. You will never be able to separate yourself from each other. We all come from the same freaking place. Like, our ancestors would be rolling in their graves right now, pissed off like that. We are freaking fighting against each other over dumb, stupid shit. Stop. Y'all look ass. I'm sorry. I don't. Dumb.
Now, this particular phenomenon of a diaspora war, this only happens where I noticed when we were speaking in the shores of America. When you travel to the African continent, you don't get them issues and problems like that. When you travel to the Caribbean, you don't get issues and problems like that. So this is definitely that people that brought over their failed tribalism. The reason why I say it's failed, because how is it that you have people that's in your country that's supposed to look like you, right? But yeah, you're saying you're different because you're of this tribe. I'm different because I'm of that tribe. And even in national elections in a lot of the countries, they will vote for someone just because they're from their tribe, not because they're the most qualified person. That maybe the person from the other tribe is more qualified to be the president or more qualified to be the treasurer, the minister of treasury or something like that. Or maybe this person would be more qualified to be maybe the engineer for a project. But they will rather hire or bring somebody on in their tribe who don't have the experience or expertise because this person is from a different tribe. So you brought that mess to America with you. Black Americans has been the only person in the diaspora who have believed in flat blackness. Hey, you look like me. We are black. Yeah, we come from different areas of the world, but we black, right? People from other countries brought that failed tribalism here. When you got here, you didn't say, hey, let's go live with the Black Americans and let's go integrate and be with them and hey, we're going to learn of each other. No, you separated yourselves into your particular communities. You said, we're going to be Haitian over here. We're going to be Nigerian over here. We're going to have a Somali community. We're going to have an Ethiopian community. We're going to have an Eritrean community. We're going to have the Ghanaian community. Everybody separated themselves. You didn't go to church with black people. You don't go to school with black people for the most part. If you do go to school, you'll go to school with the folks, but you're not trying to go to school with us. So if you think about that, you mentioned that I think you're Nigerian. We never knew what the word Akata was. that we never knew what that was. We never heard the term Akata until we were called Akata by Nigerians, ma'am. See, the problem is we have been taking the rejection, the disrespect, and the abuse for a long time. And then when Black Americans say, okay, fine, we're not putting up with the disrespect no more. You rejected us for the last time. You called us Akata for the last time. So if you do it, it's on and popping. And then now when Black Americans respond or Black Americans start to delineate, right? Remember, Black Americans believed in flat blackness. Y'all didn't believe in flat blackness. So now since Black Americans has started to delineate, now all of a sudden it's stupid. Now all of a sudden we look like each other. Now all of a sudden we bickering over this, bickering over that. Ma'am, take responsibility. Now I'm not saying you in particular, because maybe you had nothing to do with that. But you have to take responsibility for your community, ma'am, that brought over the term Akata to denigrate and disrespect Black Americans. You have to take responsibility of separating yourself from the community. Listen, people in your a lot of your families, ma'am, would rather your sons or daughters to marry a white man or woman than a Black American man or woman, or an Asian man or woman than a Black American man or woman. This is a fact. Many of them have come out and said, don't you bring home no Akata, but it's okay to bring home Brad. You understand what I'm saying? It's okay to bring home Sarah. That's fine. Yeah, so y'all been delineating for a very, very long time. And now Black Americans are doing it. Everybody crying foul. It's just not in the diaspora. It's other groups as well. Because now we're not coming to the rescue for nobody anymore like we used to. And everybody's crying foul. Everybody's saying that's, you know, you guys are having hate. You got, look at what Michael Rappaport, when he came out, upset that Black America won't say anything. So we are obligated to come say something about every other group? No. If we're going to speak up, we're going to speak up for our group, our community. That's what we're going to speak up for. It's just that simple. Because when we tried to practice flat blackness in America, you didn't want it. Now, all of a sudden, you want to come up with some flat blackness now? You got to put in the work to show Black America that you mean business. And y'all haven't put in the work enough to show that you meant business. So, yeah, you're right. I'm with you 100,000%. It is stupid. It's very stupid. I'm with you. So why did y'all start that? Why did y'all do that if it's stupid? When we was welcoming you with open arms, we fought for y'all to get here. We did that. Black Americans. And then you gonna come over here and then some of y'all get in political positions and you cut our throat. You looking out for your group, but you cut our throat? Nah, man, we can't, no, we cannot allow that. We can't allow that no more. And that's just what it is. So blame yourself for that. Blame your communities for that. If you left that failed tribalism where you come from and got on some flat blackness and Black unity, we would be having this conversation right now. So maybe in the future you could tell your people that's coming over, leave that mess over there because it's not working over here. It's never going to work over here. And then y'all find out the hard way. Because see, like I said in my live stream the other day, when we was all practicing flat blackness, you could separate yourself. And then when you get in trouble with the folks, you come run to us and say, oh, look, you know, they doing me this because I'm Black. And then we come defend you. Now, since delineation happened, you can't run over to us no more. It's like, hey, you got to deal with that in your own community. We hate to see that happen to you. And we know about racism. We try to tell you. But you were saying that, oh, you Black Americans, y'all just lazy. Y'all blame everything on racism until some racism happened to you. Because remember, at the end of the day, when it comes to the folks, they believe in flat blackness. Oh, yes, they do. And when y'all find out the hard way, you don't have us to lean back on like you used to. And that's really what it is. You don't have that insurance policy of Black America backing you up like you used to. So maybe y'all need to fix that relationship. We've done everything we need to do the right way. We have stood up. We fought. We have toiled. We did everything right. We just no shame that you could throw at us. Throw the shame on your communities. And if anybody gonna fix any kind of anything, then you fix it. And I'm not saying everyone in your community is on that. I'm not even saying you on that, ma'am. Not even saying it. But y'all gonna have to show yourself friendly to have a friend. Bottom line. You want flat blackness? Then you practice it first.